What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you guys smash the like button, also subscribe to the channel. Now, last night I did a video promoting the March 18th middleweight madness fight, a unification consolidation fight of WBA super and regular champion Gennady Triple G Golovkin and Danny Jacobs. Now, they were at the Pelicans versus New York Knicks game, and I liked that, and I felt so compelled to make a video because they had Michael Buffer, and that's the type of thing that they should be doing. They were in Madison Square Garden. That's where their fight will take place in March, and they were promoting the fight, taking pictures with Porzingis, and it's just a good look for a fight like this because people who may not have been checking for the fight have been they've been introduced, if you will, to it. And I like that. I think that's a good look for this fight to help build up the fight. Some people were saying it's too far out, but at the end of the day, if you were live in attendance, you might be looking up tickets right now as we speak. So it's better to start the promotion early. Some people, like someone left a comment, they're like, "Oh, it's too far away, it's too far out." But they can continue to promote the fight. It's better to get an early grasp on the promotion than to wait and start promoting at the last week of February or something. Now, they did two press conferences today. Adrian Broner versus Adrian Granados, and also Triple G versus Jacobs had their press conference in New York. And this is a shot from that. As you guys seen in the title, Danny Jacobs is considerably taller, or noticeably taller, like you could see it, like the eye test. This is an interesting fight to me. Danny Jacobs, a lot of people keep talking about the knockout, but he's come a long way, and whoever wins this fight, it's a good fight, and that's what it is to me. Shout out to my dude Biggio Shotya. He's the photographer in these pictures, based out of New York, East Coast, and I'm interested in this fight. Danny Jacobs, he looks, like I said, considerably taller. And this is a big difference too. You look at Danny Jacobs and Triple G, and Jacobs looks pretty big. And it's not about bodybuilding or who's the taller, who's big. You know what I mean? We've seen Chris Algieri lose to Pacquiao, and there's a considerable height difference. But my point is, for all those people, when I was making videos about that fight prior to September 2016, about Triple G and Kell Brook, now you see what I'm talking about. A lot of people are dumb, and they want to justify that fight. It was a welterweight moving up, point blank period. But people try to make excuses. No, they're the same size. And look at the New York presser for Kell Brook Triple G, and look at the Jacobs presser, and look, they're about the same width, mass, back. You know what I mean? One's a little bit taller. This is two middleweights. Kell Brook clearly wasn't. Kell Brook was a guy who added size in a short period of time to try to bulk up. He was a welterweight. Any way you slice it, whether you thought his frame was holding the weight good or whatever, he was a welterweight. This is two middleweights, and it's very apparent based on these pictures versus Kell Brook and Triple G when they were in New York. Brook he just looks like a lot more slender. His back was not as wide. He wasn't as tall. I mean, he's not a middleweight. And some people are going to say, oh, but Curtis Stevens, he was small. He was considerably smaller. But that's Stevens. He had acclimated to 160. In fact, he had actually fought at 168 prior when he was like a chin checker. So it's really about how you acclimate. And he has freakish power for his size. Like certain guys like Darnell Boone and Curtis Stevens, they're not necessarily the tallest guys, but they clearly have a punch. You know what I'm saying? Kell Brook is a good puncher, but that was at welterweight. I've never seen Kell Brook knock someone out at 168 or 160. It's just what it is. But I like the Jacobs fight with Triple G. Get rid of some of these belt holders in the division. It doesn't really make sense to me to have, oh, I'm the regular WBA champion. Hey, I'm the super WBA champion. Consolidate that. It's so much easier. Just like credit cards. You guys ever had multiple credit cards? And instead of chipping away at all of them, if you have the amount to pay off one of them, then do that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like, let's say your credit card balance was, I used to work at a credit card company. Shout out to Providia. No, I actually don't, because they laid everyone off. But let's say you have 2 credit cards, and to pay off one balance is only $300, and the other one is $2,000, right? If you have the $300, pay off the whole $300. That card is now done, and then make a minimum payment on the other one. Now you could just focus on that one credit card, right? Instead of having 2 credit cards with balances, because you put 100 on this card and then 100 on this card. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. Consolidate that and focus on one. Now you have one credit card that it's going to take a little bit longer to pay off the balance or whatever. And that's kind of what it is with these belts. Instead of having a super champion, a regular champion, and an interim champion, let's have one champion in the division. This fight will do that. Now here's a few quotes from today's presser. Triple G says, I believe Daniel is ready for this fight. I have 4 belts. This is the dream for everybody. It is very important for us. Let's see who's number 1 in the middleweight division and who is the best. Danny Jacobs says, this is the fight that I've always wanted. This is the pinnacle that you could possibly reach to consider yourself the best. I have the utmost respect for Gennady and his team. I believe that these guys are the best in the middleweight division, and I have to come to prove to the world and to shock the world that I am the best. If I am 100% mentally and physically prepared, there is going to be a new, undisputed middleweight champion of the world. Let me know what you guys think. Drop in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.